welcome back. Today we're going to talk about products that I really do need to talk about more often. These are products that I believe are all available. Some are more difficult to get than others, but they are available online or in stores. They're just not the newest, latest thing. And honestly, I don't talk about them very often because, we're competing with so many different new products all the time that I forget to mention all the products that I continually use, that I happen to love. So let's just go ahead and dive in. On my face, today is a Chanel foundation day. This is Le Beige's Healthy Glow Highlighting Fluid and Healthy Glow Foundation. They look like they're exactly the same, like they come in a bottle that looks literally identical. These are glass bottles. I have this in B10 and this is in Pearly Glow. So this is similar to the primer that was a limited edition primer that came in the squeeze tube, which I bought like 2 of. It's not the same, but it has a similar quality in the sense that it gives you a nice highlighty kind of glow. This is, like I said, Pearl Glow, and it gives you just a really nice, healthy, refreshed glow to your face. I do have that on today. And then the foundation, this is Le Beige's Healthy Glow Foundation, and it is a natural foundation. It feels relatively light on my skin. It definitely gives more coverage than the #1 or the Tint, which is like my favorite. But if you're looking, and I've gotten some comments that people are looking for something that has a little bit more coverage than that, this one does. It does cover up more. I'm sure when you look at my face, you can see my skin looks more perfect, more perfected. There's no such thing as perfect, but it definitely has, more of a perfected look to it. And I think for those of you out there who are looking for something that will give you a nice glow, this Pearly Glow product is really good for an all-over highlighting fluid. You don't just have to use it on the parts of your face that you feel like need to be highlighted, although you can. You can just use it here and here and do it like that, but honestly, it's light enough that you see how it just sort of gives a glow. It doesn't look like, a highlighter per se. It gives a healthy glow. The foundation is very similar in the sense that it is a glowy foundation, gives a natural finish though. It's not super glowy. It's not like it's going to be shiny in any way. It gives a natural finish. It's very comfortable on the skin, and it comes in this beautiful glass bottle. So really love that. On my cheeks. So first we have the Dolce & Gabbana highlighter. So this was like a limited edition for a while, and then it came out when they released their entire collection. And this is available in numerous places. And I've gotten a lot of questions about it compared to their Hermes and others. I still don't have the Hermes highlighter. I did order it, it's coming. But I will tell you that this particular highlighter I really like. It's got sort of a peachy finish. It's not really pink. And when I put it on my face, it kind of blends in a little bit to my skin and just gives a nice highlight. I think it's beautiful. I said it was beautiful when it came out. If you're somebody who likes something that's a little bit more subtle, cool-ish, like it's not, I think it does lean cool, but it's a peachy pink. It's not pink, and it's not orange. It's just a beautiful peach, which works on most skin tones. And so I would recommend the Dolce & Gabbana highlighter very highly. I think it's really excellent. The bronzer I'm wearing is the NARS bronzer in Laguna 00. So this is a relatively new shade to NARS. Laguna, of course, is not new. Laguna came out a very long time ago, but when they reintroduced their formulas for bronzers, they introduced 00, and that is the shade I wear. It is a cool leaning shade, but I think it's relatively neutral. Again, it's cool leaning. I don't think it's like super pink or anything, and it works beautifully on my skin tone. It blends in perfectly. It looks like how I would look if I actually could tan. The formula is beautiful. It's very smooth. It is more powdery, has a little bit more kick up than the other one, the older one, but I really like this product. When I talked about my bronzers, I think this is when I did a bronzer video. I think it's a really good product, and I think there's so many different shades now that you can find a shade that you'll like. It's like I said, it's creamy, it blends beautifully, works on more mature skin. It's a decent price point. Definitely worth taking a look at, especially if we're still in the Sephora sale, because I believe, yeah, they have NARS at Sephora. Blushes. So my blush today this is Grace, which is also known as Sea Turtle from Chantecaille. And the Chantecaille little, I call them pebble blushes. These are the philanthropic blushes, are some of my favorite ever. I love these blushes. My favorite's probably Bee, Elephant's excellent. This is Sea Turtle, like I said. It's really pretty. I'll do a swatch for you. They're just really good blushes. They are lighter in pigment. They are not meant for somebody who's looking for a really deep blush, or if you're someone who has a deeper skin tone, you might have difficulty with it because it doesn't impart a lot of pigment. But if you're like me and you like a lighter blush, this is the way to go. And what I would say about the Chantecaille is, and I'm not giving away anything because everybody knows there's going to be sales for Black Friday, put your cart together. I will have news for you soon. Then on my lips. So I have the MAC liner in Spice. Now, this is the Old Spice. Old Spice. Commercial here. This is the Old Spice liner. And the shade has changed somewhat in the new Spice liner. There is, I think it's Mob Beauty has come out with a pencil that is supposedly the same as the Old Spice liner. I need to pick that up and find out if that's true. If any of you out there have the Mob Beauty one that's supposed to be the Old Spice, let me know. But, you know, the old MAC liners they were great and popular for a reason. When something becomes iconic, there's a reason. It's not just because of marketing. Marketing will only go so far. If something is bad, if something is not a good product, it won't hold up over time. The pencils are really good. They are drier though. They're not glide-on pencils. They're not like the Tom Fords. So if you're somebody who's looking for a drier pencil, one that absolutely will not bleed, the old MAC ones do not bleed, I would take a look at the MAC pencils. Like I said, they are dry, but they're immovable. And Spice was my favorite. Gloss. This is Jimmy Choo Gloss, and I don't talk about it very often. This is in shade, I don't know what shade it is, but I'll post it. It's a really pretty shade. The Jimmy Choo glosses are actually quite beautiful, and the doe foot is unique. And you know, I really like them. I'm not a fan of Jimmy Choo products, makeup products. Actually, I'm not really a fan of Jimmy Choo shoes either. I'm in that stage of my life where I'm looking for shoes that are comfortable and I can walk in. So, but the glosses are really good. They're really, really good. They have, some are like this one that's just more of a gloss, doesn't have shimmer to it. But they're not sticky. They impart enough color, but not too much. The packaging is beautiful. I do think it's different. And the doe foot, the reason I say it's different, it's unusual, first of all, it's curved, which I do like. I like the fact that it's curved. And second of all, it has this really long doe foot. So it's long and curved, and it does put on gloss really well. I wish more brands would do this. I really like this. It is harder to find. I feel like it's more difficult to get, but yeah, but I really like the Jimmy Choo glosses. I think they're excellent. I don't talk about them like practically ever. And if you haven't, you know, watched me before, hi, my name is Jennifer. I was a makeup artist for Chanel half a lifetime ago, and I try to post at least 3 times a week. We talk about things from luxury beauty to fashion. It runs the gamut, and I would love it if you would go down and hit that subscribe button because it would make Ellie very happy, and if you don't, it would make her very sad. And yes, I'm absolutely using my little dog. Well, she's not little to promote the channel, but she does love being on camera. In fact, she's sitting next to me right now, kind of like, are you gonna film me? Then on my eyes. So I have a product on my eyes that I've talked about in videos, but I haven't really in general said, you know, this is a product that I would go out and buy. And these are the single shadows by Sisley. And the reason I don't really talk about them and say, hey, you should go out and buy these shadows, I am not really a single eyeshadow person. I like to have a quad or a trio so I can do different things with my looks when I do my eye looks, but I always felt like one of the strengths that I had as a makeup artist was around eye looks. Like that was kind of my thing. I liked doing it. I thought it was fun and I enjoyed it. So, you know, when I was as a makeup artist and just here on the channel, I like to show you different ways to use shadows. But I also recognize that nowadays eyeshadow, at least with a certain segment of the population, eyeshadows are out. Like they're not popular anymore, at least for the moment. And so like a lot of people just do one shadow, or they don't do any shadow at all and they just use liner, all those types, or they just use an inner liner, etc. And you know, look, styles change. That's totally normal. So if you're looking for a single shadow, I did an entire video on what single shadows are the best for like matte, glitter, blah, 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 blah. But overall, the Sisley single shadows are very good. They are more expensive, but you actually get quite a bit. It doesn't look like it in the pan, but there is. And they're really good products. Like they're really nice shadows. This one, which I have all over my eye, and the camera's like taking difficulty. Like it's just like, I can't focus. I understand how it feels, but we need to focus. There we go. That's gold. Sorry guys. This is called Glow Gold and it's a beautiful gold, right? It's just a beautiful gold shadow. And I put this all over my eye and I think it's a really nice, simple, easy one shade look. And then the color I have in the inner corner is Silky Cream, which again is just a very, you know, ivory shade. And silky means just like a silk, you know, it's like a satin shade. And I put that on the inner corner a little bit just to brighten up the eye, break it up a little bit. But you could just use one shade. They have tons of shades, tons and tons of shades. So if you're looking for a single shadow, take a look at my single shadow video. Hopefully I'll put it up. But Sisley's one I don't talk about very often. I talk about the others. And I just feel like it was important to mention because it's good. It's a good product. Eyeliner. This is the Chantecaille. This is Jasper, and I'll show you the shade. And they have, you know, a good number of shades. They haven't introduced any new shades in a very long time. I really wish they would, because these are some of my favorite eyeliners that I don't really talk about too often because they've been around for a long time and they haven't come up with any new shades. If they came up with a new shade, I would certainly show it to you, but there just haven't, I don't think there's been any in like 4 years. I'm not really sure when the last new shade was introduced. They are very smooth. They glide right on. They're like the Tom Ford gels. They're like the Victoria Beckham's, but not as smudgy. They stay on. They're beautiful, and there's some great shades. So again, put your Chantecaille carts together. More to come. Then mascara. So this is the Victoria Beckham mascara in Vast Lash, and I love this mascara from her. I actually have, you know, said that in videos. It's a curved brush. I love a curved brush. I know not everybody does, but I love a curved brush. The mascara is lengthening and volumizing. It's really easy to use. It comes in a like heavy glass bottle. It's an excellent product that I don't talk about very often because again, other things have been introduced and I still by far love my Sweet Beauty mascara. I'm not switching from that, but this is absolutely worth picking up. It's an excellent product. And if you haven't picked up her new eyeliner, I think there's like a purple shade and you're like me and you don't want to just buy one thing, buy that and the mascara because like the mascara is really worth trying. It's excellent. And then last but not least, the powder on my face. This is Clé de Peau powder. This is the holiday packaging from last year. So you won't have the holiday packaging, this blue, beautiful packaging, but it is the translucent loose powder in one light. And I think you can see it's a beautiful powder. It does not settle into lines. It has a really nice packaging. One of the things I like about Clé de Peau and the way they do their loose powder is you have the puff on top and then you have this piece where the puff sits, which you can just easily take out and then you can see the loose powder in the mesh. It is one of my favorite loose powders. I'm not somebody who wears a lot of powder, but this one is excellent. And again, it's something I don't talk about very often, but it is something that's still on the market that you can pick up. And with all the sales coming up, I thought it'd be good for me to mention. So those are all my products for today. Like I said, these are products that should be available. You can buy them online or in store. They're products that I, think are excellent, that I use all the time, but just don't get a chance to really talk about with all of you. So if there's any products like that that you use, I would love to hear what they are, and maybe I'm missing them from my collection, so maybe I'll add them. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.